In class example 3.12, we'll look at 5 different examples of powers with exponents that are either negative or rational. Again, try these on your own before clicking through the video. And if you can, try them without a calculator. Our first example is 8 to the negative 2. Recall that if the exponent is negative, that means we move the power into the denominator, unless it was already in the denominator, in which case we move it to the numerator. So here, 8 to the negative 2 becomes 1 over 8 to the positive 2. 8 squared makes 64. A reminder, having a negative exponent does not mean the number becomes negative. In example B, we have a fraction with a negative exponent. As a first step, we'll rewrite our exponent as being positive and we'll flip the fraction. So 2/3 becomes 3/2, and the exponent of negative 3 becomes positive 3. We now apply this exponent to both the numerator and the denominator. 3 cubed makes 27, and 2 cubed makes 8. If our exponent is rational, which means a fraction, then we'll treat the numerator as being the exponent and the denominator as the index on the radical. Here, we end up with the cube root of 8 to the power of 5. The cube root of 8 is 2, and 2 to the power of 5 makes 32. Many students are thrown off at first when they read part D. We don't typically write decimal numbers as exponents, but you should know that 0.5 is equivalent to 1/2. So here we have an exponent of negative 1/2, and in the first step, we'll treat the negative sign by flipping the base of 9, which is like 9 over 1, and writing it as 1/9. So now we have 1/9 to the positive 1/2. Here we've shown that we're applying the power of 1/2 to both the numerator and the denominator, but really 1 to any exponent will always evaluate to be 1. So we're only really interested in the denominator of 9 to the power of 1/2. The 1 becomes the exponent, the 2 is the index on the radical, so an exponent of 1/2 will always mean a square root. 1 over the square root of 9 is equivalent to 1 over 3. Our final example, again, has an exponent that is both negative and rational. In the first step, we deal with the negative aspect by flipping the 25 and writing its reciprocal of 1 over 25. We then apply the exponent of 3/2 to both the numerator and denominator. Because the numerator was 1, it evaluates to give 1. And in the denominator, we write this as the square root of 25 cubed. We know that the square root of 25 is 5, and 5 cubed is 125. So our answer is 1/125.